What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of the PG Sports Podcast. Our special guest today is Rashod Underwood. We're going to talk about his journey through football, through fitness, through entrepreneurship, his transition to everything. Yo, what's good? Let's see. Jay Davis, what's up?
My God.
Yo, what's up? Am I blurry?
Like that. Oh, yeah, we good now.
Am I
What's good?
blurry or am I good?
I'm good.
Am I good?
Is that going on my shit? Oh, no, we good. What's up, bro? How you living?
Pretty good. How about you?
Man, you know, we out here chilling. Another day, another opportunity.
Am I good on your end?
Say it again?
Am I good on your end?
Yeah, you clear. Surprisingly, I seen
cool.
that Wi-Fi you had yesterday, boy. That's
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know what's going on because I'm using the Wi-Fi, I'm using the not Wi-Fi, so yeah, it's kind of been weird. I was kind of mad the other day when I ripped. When I ripped two videos. Then the other day, like I wasn't clear, but the guest was clear, so I was like, whatever, that's fine.
Right. Are you good today?
Yeah. So what's up? How's everything been going during coronavirus?
Man, things have been good, bro. Just it's weird for me because I'm used to actually being on road.
What's up, Ricky?
Traveling through the West Coast and just traveling. So not being able to travel is kind of weird, I would say. But I've been able to get a lot more work done. And it's funny because we always ask for more time. And when we actually have it now, it's like, what do you do with it? So, I mean, a lot of people are kind of not focused. And then you got people like us that are out there, you know, regardless, we still grinding and making it happen. So a lot of people are kind of nervous and scared while, you know, the real hustlers, you know, continue to, you know, thrive through. What do you feel like, you know, how's things been affecting you? I know you're, you know, a full-time hustler and entrepreneur, you know, making things happen. So what's been a change for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously just there's less opportunities right now. Well, with certain things, but new opportunities with some things. So, like I think you saw on my LinkedIn, like I did a virtual speaking to actually a Sacred Heart class last week, so that was cool and different.
How'd you get in contact?
So yeah, I mean things like that.
How'd you get in contact with doing that?
No, it was my old professor. What's up?
Which professor?
It was Professor Lilly. He's actually an NFL agent.
Oh yeah, Doug. Yo, that's my man. I was actually, bro, I actually just messaged him like 3 weeks ago. That's actually a real good plug for you. You should definitely try to stick by him. But yeah, I actually need to reach him. He gave me his number through LinkedIn, so he was a G.
Did you have him?
Yeah, I had him for like 2-3 classes. He was one of the best professors because I mean he kept it real.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is a sports agent, so that's kind of the role that you're going on right now. And I think I overheard you say that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously the full goal is to be a sports agent. So, you know,
I mean it's coming into fruition. Yeah, I mean it's coming to fruition right now. Like, I mean, I feel like before the virus, I was catching like good steam. Like I was getting clients for marketing, so so that was already like in my head too. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of already sort of quote unquote living my dream by working with athletes, but obviously I just need to get more athletes so I could, you know, be financially stable.
Well, you've
and
been
just doing that, obviously.
You're being aggressive with your clientele right now, which is good. I'm seeing you on camera. Like you was on live with Ben Gordon, you know, what, the other week, and then you had what's the lady, the boxer? What's her name again, yo? Shit. The one you had on?
Clarissa Shields.
Yeah,
actually, yo, you should go on her live because she's been doing fitness stuff too. But you should just go on there because she does it like so. She does like say I don't know like one set of like push-ups or some shit with a person. So you should just like jump on there. Just to, yeah. Yo, hold on. Let me re-add you because now you're blurry.
Word. All right. Why do you
see? Man, I don't even think it's our Wi-Fi's anymore. I think it's just like everybody's like so many people are using Instagram lives. Like, I mean, it's understandable obviously because everyone's home. So But let's see. Get him back in here.
Damn, bro, I'm blurry.
There we go. Now you're good.
All right, word. Yeah, bro. So, I mean, shit, we can get into the topic of conversation today and, just kind of give people a little insight. And I know we've known each other since like 2000. I didn't even actually really know you too much through college like that. But, I mean, we had a big, small school, I would say, and a great affiliation of friends and connects. So that's the good part about
sure. Yeah, I mean,
we've been good for a while. And, I mean, shit. Yeah, bro. So we both went to Sacred Heart University. I graduated. I actually had an extra year, so I graduated 2011.
Yeah.
Played
Yeah,
football.
so I think I was only a freshman when you were your senior year, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I know all the people. You've been through the better days at Sacred Heart and of our football program. So I feel like I was coming into the football program where, we was definitely on the up and up, but we didn't actually have a lot of money. Sacred Heart still doesn't have a lot of money into this day for, football programs. But we got some guys out there, got some national championship rings, though. Shouts out to them boys.
Yeah, for sure. Ricky said Uncle Wood.
My man's right there. It's just funny because I recruited a lot of people from Sacred Heart, like on them championship teams, them back-to-back championship teams, bro. I done goddamn near single-handedly recruited, a lot of those primetime players back in the day. I see my boy on here. What's good, kid? Bro, I got all my young bulls on here too. So I used to, bro, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland originally, and I think I had more of a culture shock actually going to Sacred Heart. I went to all-black high school, I would say, as far as just kind of growing up in Baltimore. But yeah, Sacred Heart was definitely a culture shock, man, as far as just the people. My goal was just to go in and play football and just try to get in and get out. So as far as just kind of things happening over time through like my freshman year, like things was great, man. Like move real, just moving. Played like I was like probably one of 5 freshmen that actually played like my freshman year over there. A lot of coaching changes just throughout. I know a lot of people like going through high school. I had, loyal coaches that have been there through the jump. So switching over and transitioning, to a different style of, football and going from playing both sides of the field to just playing particularly defense and special teams. I played a lot of special teams. But yeah, you didn't really know me too much back then or knowing a lot of my past kind of going through Sacred Heart. But it was interesting.
Anyways, how'd you end up at SHU? Like what was your recruiting process like, and like what other schools were you looking at?
Word. So actually going through that time of my recruiting process, so I played football and lacrosse at Sacred Heart. And I don't know. I was getting recruited on multiple levels through college for lacrosse and football. So, I mean, I had visits. I was actually almost end up getting a full ride to University of Virginia to play lacrosse there. But during the time, the coaches actually seen I was more passionate about football and just kind of knew my drive. And what happened was a lot of schools stopped showing interest based off of grades. And I mean, during the time, football was my love. I mean, I played football, track, and lacrosse through high school, so I was getting looks from everywhere. So when I wasn't responding to a couple of schools just because of decisions on other big schools that showed interest, I almost did go to Johns Hopkins too to play lacrosse. I had a couple of different looks over there. I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I had Jim Brown comparisons in the Baltimore Sun just through high school, and thought that was actually going to be the role of trying to play football and lacrosse and transitioning over. Sacred Heart was more of a place that actually allowed me to play. Almost went to Duquesne University. The school that I went to, I mean, we could have definitely done a better job of recruiting and setting kids up for success. I think now, my year of like graduating high school, we set the program standards in regards to, the type of kids, the quality of kids as far as athletic ability, the standards for getting good grades. grades wasn't very important to us when when I was in high school. We all just kind of relied on the athletic ability. So Sacred Heart, I had a great coach during the time, Coach Fleury, that was recruiting me, that had great relationships with a lot of my coaches. Starting, in a professional league with the Browns and, moved over to Miami and been over to the 49ers. So, I mean, he holds a special place in my heart for recruiting me and actually getting me to Sacred Heart. So to actually see his journey, he believed in me out of, the other schools that recruited me. I wasn't getting recruited that heavily by, Division I schools just because of the exposure. We could have did a better job of, film. Film isn't what it is today. Like, these kids have highlight videos and technology and social media. It wasn't like that when we grew up. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to really expose ourselves. And if you didn't know the game, if you didn't know how the recruiting game worked, or if you wasn't, really on your A game to send out your own, videos, you didn't know. So, I mean, me transitioning over to Sacred Heart, I felt appreciated. I was able to play football and lacrosse, which was really good. So over that time period of, I tore my ACL in my freshman year. I had a great freshman year for football, and during spring ball time, ended up going from second string safety, moving over to starting corner, like halfway through spring ball. Like, we ended up getting announced like a couple of days right before the spring ball game, ended up being announced as a starter, and had a beast of a fucking game. Like, my spring ball freshman game, like, first kickoff, went down, made a tackle. First play of the game, made like a 3-yard loss tackle. Third play, group tackle. So I was, the game. I was very passionate about the game. Kind of, so through like that drive, I had like I felt a little tweak on my knee, and I remember. So I ended up tearing my ACL like right before halftime during the spring ball game. So that kind of took a twist in how things kind of went with my career. So the following year, I ended up redshirting, but I ended up making it back in time to play lacrosse. Trying to play and make it and just fight through, adversity, which started off good in the beginning, but after that spring ball of lacrosse, I ended up having to get another knee replacement, another knee surgery. My knee scoped to get me prepared for the following football season. So I basically went from a spring season of lacrosse to getting another surgery and to actually coming back in time for the 2009 season. And I wasn't fully healthy. But I did have a lot of playing time, and still just facing adversity of injuries, and it's kind of tough, man. If you can stay healthy through a career playing, any collegiate sports, you have a better chance of actually making it to the league. I don't think it has anything to do with the mindset. It's just more about being smart and taking care of yourself and your body for the long run. Like, I'm 32 now, and when I look at my body and how it feels now, was it all worth it? A lot of people don't understand, like, it's a lot of sacrifice that you put your body through, even leaving college now and having to train on my own and trying to, finding ways to heal your body. You don't have your athletic trainers around anymore. You don't have people taking care of you. You don't have people telling you what you need to do. I mean, I just had great coaches that strength and conditioning training coaches that have prepared me to be where I am today. I mean, I never liked the lift back in the day, but shouts out to my man, Coach Joffrey. He actually coaches for the Colts now. No, actually coaches for the University of Yale. So he actually went from the Colts, and now he just went over to Yale. He was like our strength and conditioning coach back in the day. Then Coach Bolus, who was there for Sacred Heart for a time period. So these guys were very just tough on us, in regards to that workout mentality. I never really liked the workout. So I'm going to fast forward, like, just going through college. Like, I ended up redshirting my sophomore year, and then finishing off the college run of I didn't only play one season of lacrosse, and that was more for, I'm not gonna say selfish reasons, but they just put me on defense. Like, I was playing straight defense at Sacred Heart, and coming from a place where I was a top 5 leading scorer in the state of Maryland for lacrosse. Like, I was probably scoring about 6 or 7 goals a game in high school, and then these guys, like, no, you got to get off the field. Like, it's kind of weird, bro. You see how lacrosse is. I don't know if you really follow it like that. You got 10 people on the field, 3 offensive, attack men, 3 middies, offensive middies, and, you got your defensive line. So your offensive middies will have to switch on the defensive middies. So I was going on for defense, and I'd be trying to run down to go score. It's like, nah, you got to go off the field. Like, man, I wasn't really feeling that. And like I said, I also had my knee injuries that I was just kind of battling through. So it made more sense. Football was more my passion.
Yeah. So how'd you get into lacrosse anyways?
Bruh, like, it's kind of funny. Like, I grew up in Baltimore, and
so
my mom was very strict on me. So one of my middle schools that I actually went to was like all black high school, all black middle school, like straight powerhouse. And like, I'm right-handed. And so I remember I went to one of the games, and I picked up the stick, and I was trying to cradle it right hand, and I couldn't do it. And I was like, man, I can't play this game. And then like a day later, I ended up switching over to the left hand. I was like, oh shit, I'm actually left-handed. Like, just playing around, throwing the ball around a little bit. Like, I have great speed. So it was interesting. Like, my mom was actually very strict. She didn't like us staying after school. She was like, yo, take your ass straight home. So we had to take the metro home. So it was like, go to school, take your ass home, get your homework done. My mom was very strict as a kid. We couldn't play video games. We was on lockdown. We couldn't watch like music videos, hip hop videos. My mom, she didn't play that. We grew up in a tough environment. So she really, she instilled a lot of the toughness that I have in myself today. But yeah, she was definitely pretty strict on me. But I mean, like, I love the game for whatever reason, Like, my mom was like, no, don't do this. And I ended up continuing to play, which was pretty funny. Like, I ended up buying a lacrosse stick and just playing at home. I was very active in sports regardless. Football was like the only thing that my parents actually allowed me to do. And lacrosse is something like, more after school programs and staying after and this and that. So, but no, I had a great love for the sport, but I didn't actually play until I got to high school, and just tried out for the varsity team, because I lived in Florida a little bit for middle school. So I went from Baltimore. Halfway through, I went to high school in Florida. I went to middle school in Florida. So, I mean, if I look back, man, I should have stayed in Florida for high school football. I would have probably definitely been at the NFL league right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it was just a lot of things that I just think about, for lacrosse. I love the game, but I had to let it go. And then, football, going through college was good. A lot of coaching changes. I mean, we didn't have a good, we didn't do really good, and probably until the year or two after I left. That's why I was talking about everybody that on those championship teams, man. I did a lot of recruiting on those teams, man. And if anybody on here was watching this who played during them years of them championship runs, I definitely had a lot to do with the recruiting standpoint for a lot of those kids. I see Rob on here talking.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like every Sacred sport even like got better even when I left too. Just the sports in general. Maybe it's just the recruiting and obviously the school getting bigger and bigger.
Definitely Bobby Valentine
played
a big role, and a lot of people actually just coming on board. I mean, we obviously still don't have a lot of those scholarships, but yeah, Bobby played a big role. But I mean,
but now I think it's cool for us because now it's like our school is getting more recognition in general. Yeah. Like I think our degree is looking better every year.
Well, and I look at that, and I mean, even with college, like how we're talking now, just going, the networking side is more important now. Like football and sports is done.
Yeah, the Sacred Heart football connections is just crazy.
Yeah, right. And I don't think a lot of people are actually taking advantage of like the network that we actually have. Mm-hmm. So I know we were talking about transitioning over from Rob, come on, bro. Rob funny, yo. Rob, you got chill. Yeah, this kind of the transition over from like college to the real world, man. This is kind of, I know we're talking about that transition and growing, and I mean, I look at a lot of things in sports. A lot of you have a lot of people that play sports and growing up, and I mean, I didn't grow up, any flashy lifestyle. I've traveled and moved around a lot, so I never was used to people around me. My circle was always switching up. But like I had sports, luckily, that just kept me balanced. Like outside of that, like I'd have been caught up in the streets, being in Baltimore, and just doing shit that didn't make sense for me. So my mom being strict on me as a kid, I think that helped me after the transition of college, in a sort of way, as far as just being respectful, just showing love. I've always just been a people's person. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't really. I'm cool in everyone else's circle, I would say. So I mean, for us, and I'm always here to help push and motivate other people. I think that's kind of what led me to that leadership mentality from football to getting out of football to do right by myself in regards to like my health and helping other people to push themselves. So now, like graduating college, like I personal train. I mean, but that took time. I mean, I went through a lot of ups and downs, in the corporate world of working for a lot of big time companies in finance and trying to find my niche in many sales roles and positions. And, all I wanted to do was go back and play football, like I was trying to go to the league. So my mindset wasn't like the real world and go to work and do this and do that. I just growing up, I just wanted to play football, bro. That was like priority. So looking at how it is today and how far we've came, your life is always just going to be unpredictable. And, you're always one decision away from the rest of your life, so for us to make that decision to go to Sacred Heart, that led us down this road to be able to talk to each other today. We didn't foresee this.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't foresee this years ago. So, I mean, just taking advantage of your network, man. A lot of people out there don't have jobs and going through it. And, the biggest thing that you can do is just at least keep in contact with your peers. So I think that's the biggest thing with us being on this live today, and hopefully motivating other people out there to, stay connected with their peers, because a lot of us now are business owners, and we don't really learn how to be business owners in school like that, and learning how to buy your LLC and copyrights and trade rights and shit like that. So, I mean, as far as life after college has been interesting, I would say. But, just trying to grow, man. I'm from a place where, you don't really make it out. So, and then a lot of my family are just going through it right now. So for me, I feel like I'm that guy who has to go out and get it for my family. So my mindset as far as just work and hustle right now is just relentless. I mean, as far as just working a full-time job, having a fucking business to run each and every day, trying to build connections with, the network, and just striving for more, man. Like, I mean, I want to work on branding, working on YouTube and content creation, and getting creative with how the generation is actually changing. So, I mean, I think LA just kind of helped me to transition my mindset. Like, being from the East Coast, I'm a hustler. And then, like, when you get out here, everybody running and moving and making money. Yeah. And everybody's being a personal trainer. Everybody does content. Everybody does everything. So what separates you from the competition? And I feel like it's like a game all over again. I mean, just playing against an opponent and you practicing consistently, you staying consistent at practicing and bettering your craft, and it takes time. And I think that's the process that I'm going through right now, just perfecting the craft by fucking up and making mistakes and learning from mistakes, and then, continue to press on. So I think that's all been like the mindset through football through the years, yo. Like, coaches being hard on us and having to sacrifice time of like waking up for workouts at 5 a.m. and bro, like, it was just so much discipline that was involved, and a lot of people didn't have like that discipline. Having to be yelled at to go to football training, go to workouts, go to rehab, go to school, go work, dude. Like, we've always been used to that shit. So I ain't out here complaining about the workload that I have because, you know, as far as just building it up, man, it's been an interesting journey from, you know, college into where we are today. Like I never would even pitch myself actually living in California too.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And actually, like going back to the lacrosse thing, because I remember that you did, but I forgot that you played.
Right.
Like, what was that? I know you said you were like culture shock. So what was that like? I'm assuming it was predominantly white on the lacrosse team.
Yeah, yo. So I need to find out from Sacred Heart. I feel like I was the first black person to actually play lacrosse at Sacred Heart too, yo.
You might have been.
Hey, I need to get a plaque or something. I need to do some research on that. I feel like I was actually like the first black person, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like I say, just I didn't get.
And those boys are wild.
I didn't get heavily recruited to play lacrosse at Sacred Heart, but like when I came in, like I said, I basically came fresh off of a knee injury. Like I rehabbed all fall to get prepared for the spring, you know, for lacrosse in the spring. My legit sophomore year. So, it was weird, bro. Like I was still kind of going through some physical therapy and rehab and trying to get full speed after a certain point. The weird part for me was, like I say, just coming on and off the field.
Yeah.
Was tough, and obviously transitioning to play with both hands in lacrosse. Like I'm right-handed, but I do everything baseball, golf, and lacrosse with my left. So I mean, and you know how it is. You play, people left-handed are very dangerous in basketball and any sport. So when you playing with a left-handed person in lacrosse who runs a 4.40, you know, I was blowing by people. But like through the college, I would say I slowed down a little bit. So, but I still had the blazing speed, but it wasn't the type of lacrosse that I was used to. You know, I like to, you know, I never came off the field in high school. So to come off the field in college was super weird. You can't keep your momentum. Your momentum can't go if you got to go on and off the field. And then I was just battling through like knee injuries. So it was kind of, you know, I was kind of mentally kind of fucked up at a certain point.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a great experience, man. Just kind of seeing that side of the culture. I mean, everything was different. Your football parties compared to lacrosse parties was very different. You know, the type of people that are interested in lacrosse versus football and like those type of people. So that transition was cool, man, just to experience it. I mean, like I say, the biggest thing that I've just taken through college is stay heavy on my networking ability.
Yeah.
I've never burned bridges with any friends. Like I've always just been the same person, you know, to be completely honest. I've just matured as a person, but I'm still a people's person. I'm still a fool. I love to have fun. So yeah, that's kind of a lacrosse story, man. I definitely miss it for sure, but yeah, Sacred Heart kind of fucked that one up for me.
See, I think that could be a different selling point for you too, because I think everyone knows you played football, but not a lot of people know you played lacrosse.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really have much of a season. It wasn't too flashy for me.
I mean, you're still recruited to be D1 lacrosse player though.
Right. Exactly. I'll take that.
You got to put in your bio. You got to put in your bio double D1 athlete.
Right. I mean, if we had like highlights back in the day for like watching lacrosse games, I was that guy, yo. Like you would want to see me just on the field.
Was there anybody that you played against that is like playing pro, like lacrosse? I'm assuming they're out of it.
Man, well, we played against a couple. I mean, yeah, a lot of kids. I mean, when we played like Brian had like all the kids that came from Duke during like that scandal and shit because they brought the head over. So yeah, I've seen some dominant players. I actually know a lot of good friends that actually play in lacrosse, like Billy O'Brien. He plays professional lacrosse now. I mean, we played football with each other for 4 years, so that's kind of crazy to see him transition over. But yeah, I recruited a couple of kids. This one kid, his name's Javon Miller. I recruited him at Sacred. He was probably one of the only few people that I couldn't get to Sacred Heart, but he ended up going over to Syracuse, and he got a full ride over there. Got 2 national championship rings for lacrosse. So they wanted him to play football and lacrosse as well. He's another black kid, so that was actually pretty funny. But yeah, that 2 national champions, he made the right choice for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What about you know who Paul Rabel is, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you play versus him? Because you guys are around the same age. He's like 2 years older than you.
Yeah, I did. Well, he did. He played what did he play, like a year or two? We had a couple of kids that actually made it, but I don't think nobody got outside of like the first year of professional lacrosse.
Yeah. Well, anyways, going past, you graduate from SHU, I'm assuming you got some like 9 to 5 jobs. And then when did you move out to California?
So I've moved out like 2 years after graduating from Sacred Heart. So worked at Enterprise, bro. I interned at Enterprise.
That's a go-to.
I interned at Enterprise, then I worked at WB Mason. I was on outside sales. And then I went over to FactSet Research Systems. So I was working on the financial side and investment management. And, you know, I think that's kind of like my mindset today. I wasn't ready for the financial side when I started after college. Like it's still kind of weird to me. So I ended up just stressed with work and ended up going out on vacation to California. And then I ended up moving out like a year later. So I remember I was hanging out with like all my colleagues and some good friends that I went to school with at Sacred Heart like the weekend before, and my decision to like move happened like instantly, bro. Like I sold all my shit, ended up packing up. One of my good friends, recruiter, she ended up like hooking me up with like this girl with a company that was in California. So I had one of my boys that I played ball with that lived out here, and you know he's always like, you know, whenever you're ready, just come on. So the decision happened real quick. Like I didn't hesitate. You know, a lot of people, they want to, you know, go across the coast and from the East Coast to the West Coast, the West Coast to the East Coast. And what stops a lot of people from actually doing something is, you know, they're afraid of, you know, what may go wrong. So for me personally, I didn't give a fuck. Like I was like, bro, I'm gone. So I ended up selling a lot of stuff. I had like 3-4 more months left on my lease, and ended up just saying fuck it, bro, and kind of chase my dreams of being a hustler. But I mean, it didn't happen over time, bro. So I ended up moving out here for like a job that I basically moved out for a second interview. So I moved out for a second interview, like 1-800 dentist, doing like sales, did a whole bunch of different sales jobs throughout a lot of shit. But I remember before I moved out here, the CFO of FactSet was just like, you know, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, this job won't last long. If you're just doing it for money, that job won't last. So, I mean, a lot of people out here are doing a certain job for money and not being passionate about what they're doing. So that point alone of that part sticking with me in training to saying fuck it and moving, and then it took me about 3, 4, 5 years to actually figure out what I was passionate about doing. I've been in California for damn near 7 years now. So, I mean, just finding what I was passionate about doing, it took time. Like I say, everybody out here working out and, you know, they don't think they're a personal trainer. Like, in regards to being a personal trainer, it takes a lot more sacrifice than what people actually think. But being able to study and get certified and get licensed and buying insurance and understanding how to run a business, like I was passionate about working out and training and helping people see results. Like I'm passionate about not caring what people think because they're using excuses. Like a lot of people, they'll throw any excuse in the book as why they can't do something, why they can't be great, and why they can't lose weight. But I'm watching you on social media and you in bed, you binge watching, you fucking drinking, you got time to turn up, you got time to do this, X, Y, Z. That discipline that I had through football and being able to get up and train early in the morning kind of led me to be where I am today. Like, fuck it. Like, let me go ahead and take the reins, because my trainers and my coaches, like those guys, that's how they were. They were pretty hard on me. Nobody remembers the nice teachers that they had. Everybody remembers the assholes. Like you probably remember those asshole teachers that you had at Sacred Heart that gave you the hardest time, you know. But some way, shape, or form, they trying to better you for the future, you know, whether we actually know it or not. I feel like,
for sure,
you know, a message can be delivered, and it's just kind of how you take it. Like if somebody trying to give you some constructive criticism, Like a lot of people don't do good with constructive criticism. If you want to be, if you want to be great, you got to take constructive criticism. If you want to be a business owner, you're going to have to surround yourself with business owners that have fucked up before. You're going to have to surround yourself with people like Doug Lilly, who've been in the game in the industry for a long ass time to get to where he was, so you don't have to make the mistakes that he actually made. So a lot of people that want to be successful aren't ready to embrace constructive criticism. So for me, that was like one of the things that I'm still working on to this day. As far as just people, I want people to be hard on me and tell me what I can do to improve. Like we need to do that as collectively. Like somebody should tell you if you fucking up, Paul.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I like that too. Like I tell people, like even when I text them, I'm like, yo, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Just tell me like what do you like and what do you don't like about X, Y, and Z or whatever.
Right. Don't be talking behind my motherfucking back, yo. Like that's the thing. Like we get out of college and like now you're gonna really start to see people for their true colors. Even your high school friends, when you leave, like when I left the East Coast and went from Connecticut to Cali, like I had people talking shit about me on some low key shit, bro. Like, and it doesn't concern me. I'm not gonna let that drain me at the same time because I'm out here and trying to work on my thing. We're all working on ourselves. So I mean, if you have that mindset to let people drag you down, like you've already lost. So I've built my mindset up a long time ago to really take punches from any direction. And that's what a lot of people need to start working on and getting away from people that are bringing them down with negative energy. So I'm always surrounding myself with positive people that are go-getters, that are hustlers, ambitious. I can't hang around people that don't have nothing going for themselves or just, live negatively. And I think that's the way that for us, we've been good friends and good people and, stick around and kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And we need to do more of it. But I think we're starting to get that point now of, making sure we're working and tapping into our networks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to plan out a thing where like I just set up a Zoom and then like anyone could join and we could just discuss like just random like business things and stuff like that.
Yeah, yo, that's what I'm actually. I have a creative content group and I'm building it more right now. And these are for all these reasons of networking with people in a particular field. Like everybody's in a certain profession of personal training and real estate, and mortgage, and doctors and nurses and creative developers, graphic designers. Like, so I'm working for a lot of people right now, spread more in LA and some on the East Coast. But yeah, this is something I definitely want to continue to build on. If anybody's out here listening to this live now or later, if you are a creative business owner, type of go-getter, like, I mean, I would definitely love to work with you guys. Paul, we got to do more, especially, and then we working with Steve too, so that's going to be good. I think we definitely need to, find ways to stay more creative in this space. But I feel like all this stuff now is the things that I'm actually passionate about doing. Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of getting back to. Like, I can talk all day about working out and training and football and sports and wanting to do better for yourself and living a better life, because we didn't experience the hard times through it. And now it's like, all right, like we can do it. I love helping people. I love spreading positive energy. And my logo, that's what it is. Positive energy. My Coach Wood
with
Fitness.
The plus signs.
Yeah. So that was, I don't know if you heard of this kid named Chauncey Hardy. Did you hear Chauncey Hardy?
Yeah, the basketball player, right? From Shoe. Yeah, he got killed, right?
Yeah, he got killed in Romania by a gypsy gang, over there chasing his dreams and playing. Over there playing he's playing basketball in Romania, bro, and like his second or third game, just basically like the downstairs of the place that he lived was just a nightclub, and they had a basketball game, they won, celebrated, basically just downstairs talking to some girl, and some like a gypsy gang just came out of nowhere, just kind of, so that was kind of tough. But his quote was like positive energy. If he did anything, it was to spread positive energy. And I never actually understood what that meant, probably up until that point of him actually like positive energy. Like that was the thing, and that's just what I lived through, because he literally died chasing his dreams.
Yeah.
and a lot of the money that he was making overseas was going directly over to his parents, his mom, like his little sister. I mean, he had a girl. So, I mean, just being somewhere and chasing your dreams and for that to actually happen was just kind of heartbreaking. And that was one of my boys. Like, we ended up coming in freshman year together. We were roommates over at J Hill. So we ended up, we were, bro, like, I ended up getting him to learn who Chauncey was, yo. Like, as a person, like, he's from the hood. I'm from the hood. He struggled growing up and did some things back in the past that didn't, get him to a better elite school. And, but yeah, no, he bust his ass, man. He's a cool ass dude. And I mean, that was just one of my brothers, man. So that was kind of tough. So I live on the legacy of positive energy. And if I have to die chasing my dreams, then so be it. But I mean, a lot of people out here are dying before they even get to an old age because they're not even passionate about doing anything these days. So, I mean, a lot of dreams are, a lot of people are already buried and have nothing to look forward to. So, I mean, I encourage people to go out there and find something to be passionate about doing instead of just focus on working for the man 24/7.
Yeah, for sure. What about like when you're out in LA? I know you're kind of like used to it now, but do people know you're from the East Coast by just like the way you talk?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, everybody always know I'm from Baltimore the way I be talking.
Yeah.
People, I'll say like to you or do, and they be like, "Oh, it's Baltimore." But no, you personally know I'm not from LA. Mindset and just like your hustle. Like many people who like are from California are very family oriented. They're very close. People like me who come out here, I'm fucking trying to work. Yeah, I'm hustling. I don't give a fuck about hanging out and what you got going on. Like I'm trying to get to where I want to be. I'm trying to either get to the money. I'm focused, yo. Like so that's one of the biggest things. But yeah, man. I mean, it's cool. Do I want to be out here for the rest of my life? I'm not 100% sure, bro. But I've learned a lot by being out here, and the hustle is that much different. Like you can work every day and be passionate about what you're doing and make money. I kind of knew what my schedule was in Connecticut. Like I would go to work, I would go downtown Stanford and go to the bars and eat food and play darts and go back and do the same shit over again the next day. It ain't no telling how your day gonna be out here. So it's crazy. Yeah, man.
This guy is dumb. Dim just called me. Then he said emergency. Then he says cap. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, going into your own business. Like, I know you learned a lot of things, but it's like, what else have you learned? Like, I know now I saw you're doing some graphics by yourself too. So, like,
Right.
what are like? I'm sure you never thought you were gonna learn how to make graphics. So, like,
right.
and
Yeah,
just tell everybody about like you basically have to learn a little bit of everything.
Right. I mean, shit. I did I would say I actually had one of my Sacred Heart colleagues actually help me with my logo. So like that was just like the biggest thing. Like it was like finding my identity. Like I do a lot of things, and I mean a lot of people they want to do everything in the world. Like I personal train. I work for General Motors full time, and I travel 13 states on the Western region. I have obligations and things that I'm tied to as far as being out here in California. So I mean, my goal is just to be working for myself in the near future, and in order to do that, I mean, it's just the initiative. Like I had to take control of myself and figure out what it is that I really wanted to do. So, I mean, I just kind of sat in a tough place of just mistakes and not learning from mistakes and being like, fuck it, I can do this. Like, why would you want to pay somebody? Like, I literally sat on YouTube for a good amount of time learning how to create a website. So now I do my website is on WordPress. A lot of people don't even like using WordPress, bro, because it can be a little bit complicated. But if you can learn how to manage a WordPress website and learning how to, now you got to do you got to go to GoDaddy, you need the domain page. So, learning all of this stuff, it took time. It's, a lot of people, they don't want to learn. They just want to get the results. Like a lot of people don't want to put that time in. They'll rather pay somebody. So how I look at my life is I'd rather iron my shirt and then instead of taking it to the dry cleaner. Like I'm from the hood. I need to save money. I do love saving money. So if I can find ways to save me some money and to benefit myself for the future, So YouTube was like everything of creating the website. I fucked up the website numerous times and thought I was gonna crash this shit, yo. Like I was just nervous. Like I put in so much work for my website. I had fucked up. I had to go back and do it all over again and editing codes and shit like that. But now my website is done. Like I prepared myself with all the material and the content that I needed to get myself. I did my research on other, it's more about doing your research, doing your homework, writing down a plan. Like people just want to be out there like, I'm just going to do it and try to do it and fuck up. You have no sense of direction. It's like we're just living in a gray area in life, and even through like the coronavirus time, and a lot of people, don't know what the fuck going to happen. But if you focus and you got a game plan of like a hustle or whatever you're doing, you're going to be focused enough to get through this shit. Like you're not just going to be, lollygagging. So, I mean, YouTube has been my best friend, bro. So I learned all the shit I need to pay for as far as the LLC, working with LegalZoom and having to pay, franchise tax fees. They don't talk about this shit in college, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why it's so funny, like basic stuff, like even like, I mean, I think, you had accounting classes, right? What were you, sports management?
Yeah,
so you had accounting, you had accounting classes, and accounting class, they don't even teach you how to do the taxes.
Yeah, I mean, I had some great, you had Professor Sandemeyer at Cigar?
Yeah, it's my guy.
That was my motherfucking man, yo. If any professor is like, yo, he's one of the GOATs, yo. Like one of my best professors I've ever
Synergy.
had. But his engagement in the class was like, you got homework, you come to class, he's picking on everybody. He basically going row to row, and you better know the fucking answer to the homework. Like that shit was, his way of teaching us. I almost became an accounting major because of him actually, and kind of jumped out. I was very undecided as far as my major that I was going to have. Mm-hmm. But that was, he taught me a lot in the accounting role. But we never really learned nothing about taxes and all the extra shit, bro. Like the biggest thing is it's just like the tax write-offs as a business owner. Like now we're business owners, and understanding the values of tax write-offs are very important. So learning compound interest. A lot of people don't even know what the hell compound interest is, and understanding how to make your money grow, in certain areas, or finding research to learn how to, be an agent, do marketing, because you do a lot of creative, you run a lot of social media handles for a lot of big time clients.
I couldn't even imagine because it was funny because I keep on saying the story, but senior year, one of the classes was sports new media, but it was really social media class. But we just didn't know yet, because I mean, it was 2014, but that's crazy because that was only 6 years ago. But like that wasn't even social media was like literally like nothing when you were in college.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like when I was getting to college, like we was just getting on Instagram. Like just getting on Instagram. Like Facebook was the shit. Like, Twitter was kind of jumping. Like we really didn't have Instagram, and like how the world is revealed now. Like if we'd have had Instagram in college, like that'd have been bad. That'd been good.
We had Instagram, but we didn't have the DMs yet. So the DMs have been crazy.
It was like basic. It was basic Instagram. Thank God we didn't. We had people been DMing. We're doing room. All back. But nah,
so
yeah.
I was gonna say, what's the future hold for you right now? Like, what's your goals right now for the next? I don't like 5 years. So, what's your goal for like the next year, like when everything clears up?
I mean, one of my biggest goals is just quitting corporate, getting out of the corporate world. That's definitely more short midterm goals for me, but continue to work every day at my game plan is that's just the goal. But I want to do a couple of things, but I want to do like a nonprofit organization, and how the world is working now, like a lot of kids ain't going to be going to school in the future. So
that's why it's going to be interesting. I think when fall comes around, if this still is going on, it's going to be interesting.
Bro, these kids these days are more attracted to social media and creating content and TikTok, bro. Yeah. So now the mindset is with these kids that are growing up, you're gonna have to be your own. You're gonna have to run your own business. Like, you better find out a way to create your own business, figure out how to write business plans, how to set up resumes. So my goal is to create a nonprofit organization, and this is going to be triggered more towards the future kids. And the goal is to have, I want kids to compete and write business proposals. And I have a huge network of friends that are business owners, that are investors, that work in this field of being able to collab with me. So my goal is to work with other colleagues and peers to help create funding through a nonprofit organization for these kids, to front them money to run their business. But it's going to be all like competition style in regards to these scholarships and how the structure is built. So I've written out a lot of my nonprofit organizational thoughts. I'm working with a couple of good friends on some workshops to be able to just spread the awareness, but I'm just still building right now. But that's definitely like short-term goals. I'm working with a lot of people. You know Rob Sheen, who he went to St. Mary's. Yeah, that's one of my boys. So he's been like, on me about the nonprofit. But yeah, like, people think about the money and how much things cost, and like, it shouldn't be about the money. Like, if you're a business person, you're a business owner, you got to boss up, you're going to have to invest. Like, it takes money to make money. And a lot of people are just stuck on investing, whether it's $10, $100, $20 on like a class, like a mastermind class or some shit like that. People really don't even, they don't invest in their future. LeBron James talks about investing over like $1 million in his own health every year. Like, that shit is huge, bro. Like, and his health is giving him results as the best fucking player in the NBA. But you have to invest in yourself. A lot of people aren't investing in their craft, their skills, their health. Like, a motherfucker is eating like shit. People spend more money on alcohol than they actually do on food, yo. When we get to that point, we got to do better. We got to do better as a nation. So my goal is, that's definitely one of my bigger goals right now. The nonprofit, trying to find more people to collab with, more business owners, more business, more companies. It'll come together because many people do support Black-owned businesses and nonprofit businesses. So that's my goal right now. I want to really focus on that. Once all my fitness stuff is done, I'm creating some programs and shit, so I don't have to continue to have people like, how do you do this type of workout? The workout program that's like getting done right now. So the workout programs, Steve, he works with Sean T, who creates content for freaking Sean T through Beachbody and Insanity. Imagine what me and Steve can do together. I already have all the content. I'm just gonna send it to him. Like, yo, just edit my shit up, yo. Let's get this thing going. Or I need to find out those people that he was working with. Like, it's the connections, bro. Like, we just got to do a better job of.
That's the other thing That's the other thing I've been thinking about during this pandemic, is just like just utilizing old content that I have some of it I didn't even use. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm sure you have unused content too.
So much, bro. Like, I'm just building up my content.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, a lot of people, they just create content, they want to put it out there. Like, some of your content that you create, you need to save your content and create something with it. Like, don't just have a purpose for your content. Like, a lot of people just, I want to do this, I want to have these pictures. Nah, create something. Get more creative. Like, this world is, very repetitive right now. So, just finding different ways outside of your normal elements to stay creative and be able to build is definitely key. So, what about you, man? I kind of know what you're gonna say, but I'll go ahead and let you say it. I'll go ahead and let you say it. So, just kind of your goals that you're striving towards, as far as short term and midterm.
Yeah. My goal is obviously to work with more athletes on the marketing side, and then for 2021, I want to get my certification to be a MBA agent. So that's those are my two goals.
Yo, break that down, because you in that agent industry. So, like Rich Paul, right? Like, so he didn't get his his certification. He was just doing it the
Yeah.
under the table way. Was that what was going on?
All right. So what people don't realize is, okay, Rich Paul is backed by LeBron, so LeBron already got the agents and the people. So like Rich Paul is basically just like the face. I'm sure he does stuff too, but I'm saying like he's like the face. So when people were complaining about that or like whatever, it didn't matter if they banned him or not because he was still going to play the same role. So that's why people weren't doing the research. So nothing was going to happen to him.
Yeah, nah. People
Like
just find
it's just like Jay-Z. Everyone thinks he's an agent. He's not an agent.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
got
an agent.
the people
He's just the owner.
around.
He's the owner of the business.
Yeah, he's just the owner, but he got the right people in place, and that's just what
It's like, think about it like a team. The owner, and then you got the players. He got the players around him that are the agents.
Right. Smart, man. You got to work smarter, not harder. A lot of people ain't doing that.
Yeah.
So
I forgot what the exact qualifications are, but I don't know if you have to have a degree, but some of them, I think in the NFL, I think you have to have at least like your bachelor's.
That's light.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, how long would that process take? How long would that process take for you?
Well, I mean, they only have the problem is they only have the test once a year. But for WNBA, I could just pay money right now and just fill out the application.
Oh, word, shit. Fuck it.
So yeah, so that, I mean, that could be right there. But I mean, obviously, there's more money in the NBA.
So much money in the NBA. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Do you think the NFL season's gonna happen this year?
I don't know. I think we'll know once if the college season happens, then the NFL will happen. But if the college season doesn't happen, then I don't know.
I can only imagine. I mean, this is going to be a crazy.
But it's going to be so much money, though. It's going to be. They already lost like I think it was $60 billion now with sports in the past. That's only been a month and a half, basically.
I'm just looking at everybody. So the draft is tonight, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Who do you want the Ravens to get? They got the 28th pick.
No, we're gonna go down. Ozzy, we definitely trading down, bro. We got like 2 second and third round picks. I mean, a lot of your picks are gonna be in the third round gonna be a dog. So I mean, we definitely need some linebackers. I know we got a couple of guys that we've been targeting. So they got that one. I think from the Oklahoma linebacker. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people are trying to get him. No, I think we're going to trade up. So we'll see, bro. I love the draft. So it's going to be weird this year actually watching it.
Yeah, I think, but I mean, there has been players in the past that are at their house while getting drafted.
Yeah.
But I mean, now it's going to be everybody. But it's also nice because tonight is going to feel a little semi-normal.
Yeah, for real. I mean, but nah, people work hard their whole lives just to walk that stage, man. So it's just kind of crazy.
I mean, that's what I was talking about somebody the other day. I think just imagine being a rookie in any pro sport right now. I mean, I guess in the NBA you got some money, but like imagine that's why I'm like, how is these contracts going to work? Like, are they going to get their signing bonuses still? Like, they may not. Who knows?
Yeah, well. I mean, the season's still up for grabs right now. I mean, it's going to be weird because I feel like you're not going to be able to play at a big-ass stadium. It doesn't make sense. Like, well, you're going to play there regardless. It's your stadium. But you're not going to have a lot of people in the stands.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from MLB standpoint, they just announced, I think today, that they're trying to find like 4 locations or something, or like 4 maybe stadiums or something like near each other, and then just like have all the teams there.
Yeah, your shit gonna be crazy.
But that's not gonna that's not gonna work though. Like, it's just too much. There's too many teams.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I can definitely foresee that, man. But I know the biggest things that yeah, man, just staying positive out here, man. Just you got to stay focused. I mean, this is probably the best time that you're gonna have to get ready to prepare to be an agent.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well go ahead and get that shit. You might as well go ahead and get that shit done. I know you ain't doing too much other shit outside of this, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, pretty much.
But yeah, man. So I know we've been on here for like an hour now, so that's good, man. I think we went through a lot of things. Like I say, man, I through like the development and just the growing phases of being a kid and wanting to play football and going to school and graduating and now the real world. I mean, the goal, man. I think the biggest thing for me is just I've been relentless at, for years on end, and just building towards the resume to be a better person. And I tell a lot of my kids that I actually coach, I mean, bro, I did so much out here, dog. It's not a lot that I haven't done. Like,
Yeah.
I moved out to LA and I tried to do everything, bro. I did some acting for a little bit out here, like confused and weird, like, yo, what industry this is. Like, I freaking, bro, like, that shit was kind of weird, but it was cool though, yo. Working on Hollywood sets and shit.
Yeah.
It ain't what you think it is. Like, people watch, I was on like Judge Maybelline or some shit before, like, people be thinking them court shows real, yo. Ain't none of that shit real out here in California, yo.
For sure. All right, man.
Bro,
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be
Yeah,
talking. I'll be hitting you up.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Definitely get
Oh,
over
yeah.
soon.
Let the people know when your next workout is live, or whatever you're doing, or your next Zoom set. What's your deal? Pitch yourself right now.
Yeah,
Sell yourself.
I'm doing like live Instagram. So I'm collabing with some people. I have like a yoga session next Friday.
All right.
This my homegirl Monica. She actually went to Sacred Heart too. I'm hoping to have a live workout with this DJ next week too. That's gonna be dope. So I gotta follow up with that. That one's probably gonna be like Tuesday, Wednesday. My homegirl Elle, she's a DJ, man. Yeah, she's dope. So if I could get, that's gonna be happening. I mean, and I'm just doing like different lives with just brainstorming with, good colleagues and good peers out there that are hustling in their entrepreneurial movements. So who's ever out there, if you want to talk some business, let's talk. Y'all trying to get some workouts in, let's get some workouts in. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on, man, and the time today. And yeah, man, just continue to do what you're doing, man. You working hard, and don't stop, man. Just keep staying relentless.
Yeah, appreciate it. Likewise, you too. All right,
Yeah,
we'll be
bro.
talking. All right, see ya.
One.